Welcome back to Year 1 Diesel. We're picking up again with part 2 of the GPS mount for the Jeep Wrangler JL. Now, we left off yesterday having modified this suction cup mount for the Garmin, and we're going to pick up where we left off, which was we need to design a sort of a puck or a spacer between this to hold the magnets and the base plate, which would be just a metal plate mounted in the pocket on the dash. And so we're going to jump in and pick that up right now.
I already have this design that I made previously for a magnetic camera mount. So I'm just going to modify this one. The diameter of this is close enough that I think this will work if I just make this a little bit deeper to sit down inside that pocket. So since I already have this design done and I've already got the pockets for the magnets, I only ended up using 4 magnets, which was plenty strong for this one. I have the option I could put in up to 8 magnets, but I don't think I'll need to. Basically, all I'm going to do now is resize this lower circle to be the same size as this upper circle, which is 25 millimeters, so a 25 millimeter radius. So it looks like that's all we need to do, so we just need to save this and print. So we have our 3D printed base, and this is the part that holds the magnets and then secures to the vehicle. What we need to do next, we need to install the magnets. Now the magnets have poles, and so they've got a certain position where they want to be in contact with the metal. And so you can see they kind of cog, right? So we want to make sure that they're in the position where they have the best adhesion to the metal. And so I'll start out by placing these into their positions in these slots. So next, I've got my plate, and I've got a piece of parchment paper. So I'm going to stick this piece of parchment paper over top of them, and I'm going to drop the plate into place. And then I can put the glue in these pockets and then put it back down. And the parchment paper will keep the glue from sticking to the metal. After the magnets are set into place, I can just clamp this down, and then I can wait for the glue to dry. I'll probably give it 12 hours or so, and we'll have a look at it then. So the glue has set overnight on the base, and as you can see, I've actually made 2 of them, because why not? I also wanted one for my phone mount, so we're going to see if this will work. I know this one should work, but basically all there is to assembling these is to put this here, put a screw through it, so got a screw going into there, and that's going to line up with the quarter 20 that we glued in yesterday. We screwed and glued in yesterday. And I'm going to tighten these up, not a ton, but tight enough that they're not going to walk out. And that's it for that one. And then I'm going to put this one together as well. And there's that one. Real quick, I wanted to do a demonstration about how strong these magnets are, and kind of get an idea of how much each of these devices weigh that we're going to try to secure by magnet. So I put my Galaxy S7 phone with the holder, with the case, into the mount, because this is pretty heavy. So this thing weighs about 290 grams, which is about 10 ounces. The GPS is 240 grams. That's about 8.5 ounces. But so I wanted to do something that I could really try to test the strength of these magnets. So I found I've got a cast iron casting flask, which is pretty beefy. So this is 1,560 grams, which is 3 pounds 7 ounces. So that's pretty heavy, and it's cast iron, so the surface finish isn't nearly as smooth as the base to connect the magnets to that we're using. So let's see if this can pick this up. Okay, so the phone's on there. It doesn't seem to have any problem. It's just about, if I twist it a little bit, it's just about at the limit. It doesn't really have any problem, but if I give it a little twist, it'll pop off. The good news is that this casting flask is more than 5 times heavier than this whole setup. So I'm pretty confident this will stay put. And I think the GPS will stay put just fine because it's pretty light. So we'll get out in the real world and we'll give these a try and we'll see what happens.
The little cargo tray is here, and I'm just going to pop this out. And then you can see I've installed a little metal disc, and I installed it between these two little indentations. That's so that this mat could still fit into place the way that it's supposed to. I really could have put it anywhere. I could have covered up those holes and just trimmed off the nubs on this mat, but I wanted to leave it as close to stock as possible. And so when this is back in, it totally covers it up, so that's just disappears. So testing out our first device is our GPS. It looks like my phone mount fits pretty well. I'm also really happy with the Mobius action cam mount. That looks like it's going to work really well, and I can point that in either direction, so either looking back or out the front. So now I've put the GPS mount in place, and I'm just going to drive around for a little bit, see if I can find something a little bumpy or something. So I've got to say, so far I'm really impressed with the magnetic mount that I made. It really is doing exactly what I wanted it to. It's holding everything right where it needs to be. I think the other mount, the GPS would have fallen off the dash already. So this is perfect. I'm gonna just keep using this for a while and see how I can improve it. It was easy enough to make, and it didn't cost me hardly anything. So I'm looking forward to giving this a try, and also trying out some of the other mounts for the phone and the camera mount. So I will let you know how that goes, and you might see this put to use in some future videos. Also testing out the mount for the Mobius action cam. That seems pretty stable in that position. It's very light, so I don't expect it's going to come off the magnet. But I would just want to kind of get a sense of how it moves with the motion of the vehicle, because that camera is not motion stabilized. So I'm really happy with the way that the new mount turned out. I think this is going to make a big difference. It'll hold the GPS where I need it to be, and I can also swap it out really fast to put it in the other vehicle, or I can swap in other accessories using the same magnetic base. I also have the opportunity to take everything out, put the pad back in, and you can't even tell it's there. So super easy, super quick mod. It took me a couple hours to put this together, not counting the time it took some glue to dry. I actually had everything I needed already at home to do this project, so I didn't even have to buy anything. So again, super fun project. In the future, I still might go with the 67 Designs dash rail system. I really like that design. It's just probably overkill for what I need right now, and I'm really happy with the way that this is working. So that's all for now, and I'll see you guys later.